Alex. Here we are at the start of semi-final week. Two big semi-finals at Wembley this coming weekend. It's been a great year for the competition so far.
Yeah, another good year for the FA Cup. Really pleased with it. I think if we start at the back end and work backwards, I think the four teams here demonstrate just how seriously people have taken it this year. I think it's it's great to see a new side here in Wigan. Millwall, of course, they're in the final in 2004. Chelsea have been here a lot. It's like a second home to Chelsea, and the City, of course, won it a couple of years ago, and that was a really big moment for that club. So I think a great four teams here actually, and a tantalising final, whatever happens. The competition as a whole, I think it's been a really good year. I think perhaps slightly less kind of romantic than some years we've had recently, but really strong crowds again. The strongest crowds in round 5 and 6 that we've had in 30 years. And we're on target for about 1.95 maybe million people attending the FA Cup competition as a whole of the season, which is in line with recent years. So again, really strong attendances. And you've still got the stories. Luton beating Norwich down at Carrow Road, about 460 grand from the competition. Brentford were arguably unlucky. If Greg Dyke's watching this, they were very unlucky not to beat Chelsea at home, and then they got the replay. We did a piece of work with Deloitte a couple of years ago, which demonstrated that the overall income generated for football over a 10-year period was £650 million. So that's £65 million a year generated by the competition, and including gate receipts for the teams in the competition. And then if you pick out clubs who've had particular success, you're right. You can get phenomenal spikes in income that double your normal turnover just with a decent cup run.
We hear a lot in the media at the FA that maybe the semi-finals should be at grounds such as at Old Trafford or Villa Park or something, but just to sort of set the record straight, some semi-finals actually started here in '93, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We started playing the semi-finals here in '93, and when we designed the National Stadium, we knew we needed to put content in it. And again, that is effectively what's paying for the stadium. So the content is really important to pay for the stadium. The stadium is really important for both the FA Cup but also the England team. It's a wonderful asset, as we all know. And over time, we're paying off the debt that we had to incur to build the stadium, and ultimately then you've got the semi-finals here. So it's a great opportunity for football fans. And investing in Wembley is investing in football, because the profits that Wembley make, the cash that Wembley generates, is reinvested back into the FA and back into football. So it's a positive for all of football, and we're proud to hold the semi-finals here at Wembley.
Just looking at the kickoff times for this weekend, we've got the 5:15 on the Saturday, 4 o'clock on the Sunday. And then we had the 5:15 kickoff for the final last year. Can you just explain the thinking behind that? They've become sort of normal kickoff times now, haven't they, in the domestic calendar?
Yeah, exactly. I think 5:15 Saturday, 4 o'clock Sunday. It's every weekend, isn't it? Certainly with the Premier League, we get used to consuming our football at those time slots. I think it really works for us on the Saturday. It's very important to avoid. We can't play 3 o'clock Saturday, because that's when the vast majority of football is being played. All of the pyramid play their football on the whole 3 o'clock Saturday, so we couldn't touch that. And lunchtime kickoffs, I don't think they've got quite the same appeal.
Looking at the TV figures for last season's final, of course, the 5:15 actually proved more popular than the 3 p.m. in recent years.
Yeah, the 5:15 kickoff for the final was really successful. We added a couple of million viewers to our 3 o'clock kickoff time, and actually we beat the Chelsea Bayern Champions League final the same year in terms of ITV viewing figures. So I think it proved the point that 5:15 slot on a Saturday is a great time for television viewers. But I also think it's a sensible compromise.
Do you think with Budweiser coming on as the sponsor, that's broadened the global appeal for the FA Cup? It's always done great TV figures, up £500 million on TV around the globe, but with Budweiser there, they've maybe given it more of a global reach?
I think Budweiser have done a lot for the competition. I think I like what they've done in terms of the player of the round type stuff, and a lot more of the fan interactivity. I think they've been a great partner for us in terms of pushing us with new ideas, but especially in the sort of marketing and social media space, in terms of bringing the cup to a new generation. I think if you go overseas, you would see a difference. I think Budweiser have really stretched us in in the Chinese market and the Brazilian market in particular. We've now got Mandarin language websites in place for the competition, and indeed for all of the FA.com, but particularly for the competition at the behest of Budweiser, and that takes us to a whole new market. Another billion people who are very interested in football suddenly get to access FA Cup information. So they've been good. They've been really stretching and brought lots of ideas to the table, and we're really enjoying working with them.